All right. So, you guys have just killed this crazy dwarf. You have saved both his life and Eric's life in after the process. I heard someone say they're tying him up. Has anyone bought rope?
I did.
Yes.
Awesome. So you're gonna tie him up.
Yeah, tie up his arms, tie up his legs, restrain myself from tying up his neck. You know, the usual.
Yep. So you've tied him
maybe
up.
we'll tie him to like one of the trees for good measure too.
Yeah. What would you like to do with him?
Well, we can leave him there until until he becomes conscious. And well, let's go ahead and raid his camp. It's got a bunch of garbage here. Maybe there's something valuable.
So, what you're looking around the camp, you're noticing a lot of like broken pottery, more of these wine skins, food that's just randomly thrown around, but there doesn't appear to be anything actually valuable.
Of course. What is he?
Oh, yeah, the only things.
What even is he?
Yeah, he appears to have some sort of like, another wine skin. There looks like there's maybe one other wine skin that's half full of wine. He's got a short spear and these iron shoes which have spikes on the bottom of them. A dirty loincloth, and then just a red cap that looks like a floppy wizard's hat, but it's damp and stained with blood.
Is this a gnome?
Does anyone have monster lore?
I thought he was a red cap out of character here.
Looks like a sturge to me.
Looks like a sturge to me.
Yeah, I only have arcane lore this time around.
So, yeah, it looks like a strange. Maybe it doesn't look quite like a gnome, but it also doesn't look quite like a dwarf. It's weird.
Well, I guess if he's
Is he still recovering?
Yeah.
He's still out, so it'll probably take him a little bit of time for him to wake up. You'd have to heal from those wounds.
So it's going to be a few days. Let's see.
It might be looking at him, and from your assessments, Orbal Kel, you do believe it'll probably take him 1 to 2 days to recover, because some of your wounds were small. So
I want to search him and take his hat off and put his hat, or throw his hat down.
All right, yeah, you take off his hat and you can see his exposed small little bald spot.
And search him. Does he have anything on him?
All he had was his little loincloth, a short spear, and those iron shoes, and then the bloody cap.
I guess while we were in town, they mentioned this mean little dwarf. In what capacity did they actually mention him as being mean? I guess he stole all this from town.
Yeah. They
really
just mentioned they had seen that dwarf.
Yeah.
That was all you had picked up. You didn't ask any other questions about it.
Can I take his boots off?
Yeah, he's got his boots off, and that's stanky.
Yeah,
they'll fit you perfectly.
No, I'm not. I just in case he gets away or something.
Right, don't want that to happen again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess they would also make him eminently trackable.
It did look very easy to track him with those shoes
True.
on.
He does have tiny little feet.
Well, my hope was that he was actually a dwarf and would have been reasonable and maybe literate, and we could have talked to him, asked him some questions about the area, and maybe shown him the map. Now I'm really tempted to leave him like this as he is.
Good point. What are we actually going to get?
It did kick half the life out of you, moron.
It did, and I'm furious at him.
Yes, I can tell by the timbre of your voice.
This little raccoon can just stay out in the woods for all I care. I guess while we're waiting, I'll go ahead and do a wider search. Maybe if there was something valuable, he hid it a little bit further away. Who knows? Maybe there is. Maybe that's too much planning on his part.
We'll make an observation check, as this is you, like, scoping out far and wide and looking around for anything of note.
I got an 8. That was really good.
All right, so you are like kind of searching around, and you're ranging in these hills, and you go just it's actually rather short, nearby, just kind of over the next small rise. You see a pair of feet sticking out from a bush, as if someone might be laying behind a bush. Just two pairs of boots.
I'll go ahead and wave Elka closer. It's like just in case it pops up and tries to kill me.
All right.
And I'll move a little closer, and I'll try moving the bush and see is it alive?
Yes, you get closer and closer, and there's no movement, and then you pull back the bush, and it's a bloody mess from about his feet to maybe his lower waist is recognizable, but then above is not. It looks brutal. Whatever killed him looks like it was done in extreme overkill.
Yikes.
It's a gruesome scene.
About what size or proportion does this seem like it is? A taller, medium creature, or a short creature?
It seemed like more a medium creature.
All right.
It looks humanoid.
And because, of course, the upper half is beaten to a bloody pulp, there's no real way to immediately look at it and say well, this was probably a villager. But it was probably a villager.
He's wearing common clothing or common enough clothing that you could assume it's probably someone of lower status. They're not ornate or gilded pants of any kind.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of look around. You're not seeing any any valuables scattered, like rings or anything.
Right.
But as you do kind of look around, you do see what looks like there's several spots where it looks like he had something on his belt or maybe a backpack, and there's bits of leather here and there. On his belt, he actually does have a coin purse, though.
Oh, well, I'll just go ahead and take that coin purse. I'll just dump it into my own. Thank you very much. And of course, I'll go ahead, count it up real quick, and try to split it up. How much gold is in this?
2 copper.
How many platinum?
And
2 copper.
8 trade coins. And then 200 platinum.
Wow! Yay!
Wow! All right.
It's an IOU that for 200 platinum.
I just rather like the idea that Whirlin is now a Rain Man, counting coins as they fall through the air.
Catch him.
200 toothpicks.
I'll go ahead and hand Elka a copper and 4 trade coins.
Yay!
There you go. That'll buy us another bowl of porridge.
Just what I needed.
But you're roll a tracking check, I guess would be the closest. Yeah, roll a tracking check.
I don't see nothing.
Yeah,
Elka, you want to try?
Yeah, Elka, you can as well.
That's my.
This is an easy check because you guys have been seeing the tracks a lot, but you're seeing a lot of those iron booted tracks all over the ground in this area and on the body as well.
So this guy's a murderer.
Yup. I'm thinking our best case here is we point out where this body is, the terrible method by which they've been murdered, we bring him back to the manor, and we ask for a bounty.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And of course, then they can sort out whatever justice they want for him, which will probably be eminent execution.
Did this guy have a bounty?
We'll make one.
Also, aren't we criminals?
Not really.
Two of us?
I haven't done anything lately.
Two of us? Aren't two of us criminals?
We haven't done anything.
No? Okay, I thought when you assaulted that guy, it was maybe a crime. Didn't know we were in that free of a society where you just freely assault high officials and get away with it.
Yeah.
Well, you were the accomplice.
Well, this is one
so-
town.
I backed you
one
up.
town south.
Yeah, this is a town over. It's fine.
Okay.
That's Skyrim, where you
Thank
have
God people don't talk to one
bounty-
another.
Yeah, a bounty, 1,000 gold in one town, and the next is like, "Hey, welcome, Thane.
Yeah.
How you
Welcome,
doing?"
friend.
We
Thank God.
spent a month in a town. If they didn't want to come and find us after we told them where we were and where we were from,
Yeah, I'm
they're
just
never going
saying.
to come for us.
Thank God that guy in a high position he clearly had to work his entire life to get to didn't take any offense to us pulling weapons on him and didn't, share information to get revenge or, pay somebody like 5 coin to come get us.
We did him a service and then we slapped him in the face. I think he's just calling it even. That's my assumption right now.
I'm excited, Theta, that you're giving Eli all these ideas.
So am I. What's life without threat, right?
It's okay. Karamikos will be 120 feet away from it.
Of course.
So that's one thing. That's the good thing, though, is if he gets attacked, none of you guys ever have to know about it. He'll just, he'll have to either survive or.
I mean, the giant dome of black impenetrableness that light does not bend through. Probably a good sign something's going on over there.
If Karamikos disappears in the darkness, that's just Tuesday, that's all.
Look,
Just another one of his moods.
2 people walk into the dome, only one ever comes out, and it's always me.
Like that one time he had diarrhea. It was just, whoop, nothing.
That is
Can't
a
see.
completely different black dome.
It's all about that self-discovery.
Look, I don't know when it's dark or when it's not. You guys walk into whatever rooms you want to walk into.
But Orbel, you could probably make an additional tracking check if you really wanted to, and see if you found anything new. I mean, we're going to tell you the body's over here. We're not hiding it.
A 7.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's
So you're
good.
able actually to pick up from the trail that leads from here to that body,
Mhm.
and you're looking at it, and looks like his tracks are here. And then when you come back to the campsite, you're actually noticing that you noticed the size of that fellow's footprints when the dead body, when you examine the dead body, and you're seeing older tracks from that size footprint around this campsite.
Mm. I believe that this campsite was not belonging to this, and I sort of don't kick him a lot, but sort of like with my foot, like, doesn't belong to this little creeper. It belonged to
Makes
this fellow.
sense.
He was camping here, got booted upon, and then it fed on whatever it found. That is, kids, why you don't make campfires alone in the wood at night.
Yes, tiny little bandits will come out of nowhere and dip their hat in your blood.
It wasn't the other way around.
Mm.
That a group of adventurers will come by and you'll have to jump out of a tree and kick them in the face.
That's really living, huh? Jumping out of trees and kicking adventurers in the face.
Well, that's why I sleep in trees. Damn
You know what
IRS
else?
man ain't getting my money.
Well, I guess as far as I've seen, this is a mystery solved for me. What do you guys think?
What was the mystery?
The mystery of what exactly this person was doing out here.
And what was he doing out here?
Murdering.
Was
No,
he?
I mean the other person.
Oh.
The one with the campfire.
Cook food?
Hunting?
See?
Do we see it?
Possibly.
Fishing?
I do not know what mystery has been solved. What did we find out? Good talk, Moron.
So there's wineskins that are broken, right? Several.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pack of food, like a backpack that got broken, or what?
Yeah, it looks like a backpack that was ripped open.
Yeah, does it look like there's anybody else here? I mean there's enough food.
No,
for
it just looked like those were the only 2 sets of tracks.
What was he doing out here?
Well, if he wakes up, we could always ask him.
No. I mean the person that got murdered.
Also, a very good question. I suppose if we go back to town and ask if someone's been missing for a while, we'll have an answer.
What, I'm sorry if this was already said before. What wounds does he have?
He got stumped.
I'm sorry, he got what?
He got stumped. The murdered man. He got stumped all over.
Looks like someone used the upper half of his body as a trampoline.
Oh, is that what stumped means?
Stump.
Stomped or thumped.
Stomped.
Okay, I've got you now. Sorry, I thought you meant like he got bent over a stump and like.
Oh no.
The number of crimes this thing is doing just keeps rising, you know?
I'm sorry, I just don't know what stumped meant.
You know,
No,
I
no,
think
no,
he's
no, no.
also a dark, terrible priest, you know? I bet that brings in an additional bounty, too.
CSI, Special Unit Victim, Hackmaster.
Boom, enhance.
This guy has views.
Well, why don't we get the guy out of the tree and bring him back to town too?
Yeah.
If someone else wants to come and rescue the body to bury it, then they can come get it.
Yes.
What do we do with our prisoner, though?
Like I said, we could sell him off for a bounty.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, we'll take him into town.
Or we could hire him on as an extra hand. He seems rather capable of fighting.
Try to make it like
I wouldn't trust this thing further than I can throw it.
He's rather light. You might even be able to throw it.
We could also do that.
Have a competition to see how far you guys trust him. Wait. We have to know how far this is. Yeah.
And
Serve him
thus
like
the
a
gnome
volleyball.
chucking.
With the Morning Star.
Start a whole gnome chucking contest. To do
No ball.
I'm just saying, if he is a berserker, then perhaps we will respect and he might be willing to join.
True.
Well, I suppose we could wait to see if he rouses to consciousness and then see how much he insults us.
So
I have
we
no
just-
problem waiting.
So we spend the night here. The fire's already going.
Yes, already fire. As horrible as that is.
Then I suppose we'll set up camp here.
All right. So you guys are gonna set up camp in the in their little campfire there, and then go for it, and then wait for a day of a rest, and then hopefully he recovers.
Right, set up a
Right.
camp and then leave immediately. We go for it.
Are you guys changing your watch order at all, or it's just your normal watch rotation watching this fella?
I'm fine with our normal rotation. Because we have a healer in our group, we lose a day on the wounds, and then we rest and lose a day on the wounds, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So everyone can heal 1 day of wounds. You rest here, into the rest in here. Let me double check to see if anything wild happens at night. All right. So, just so I have the watch order correct, It's not set in the group treasures selection.
I think it starts off with Moron, then it goes Eric, then it's Moron again for some reason, then it goes Lessons, and then Moron again. Really, I don't know why he agreed to multiple shifts, but that's where we're at.
All right. So what is the actual watch order between the 5 of you?
I'll just go ahead and take first watch.
All right, and then who's on second watch?
I'll do third watch.
All right.
I'll do second. That's fine.
Lessons raised his hand for a second.
Everyone raised their hand.
I'll do fourth then.
All right, and then that would be third is going to be
Wah.
Yep, Elka. I couldn't remember how to spell your name to save my life. And then, are you going to put a fifth watch?
Why not? We got more people.
All right.
Say bear.
All right, so I need everyone to roll a d20, or actually, don't roll d20. Click the wisdom button, and then do a wisdom save. This is to see if anyone falls asleep during watch, since this is a critical watch and potentially something could happen. So Whirlin is fine. Elka is so I got an 18, so that will beat Orbital, and then actually I should just roll individually. So the 22, the 18, the 26 beats 18. Orbital fails the first save, and then Orbital, I need you to roll again. So you have fallen asleep during watch, so there's a chance that you fall into a deep sleep, and then there's a chance that you just fall asleep through the entire night.
Orville goes into a coma that night. Never
Orbital
waking up
fell into a
again.
coma. So roll another wisdom save there, Orbital. All right, 28. That's pretty good. That'll beat an 18. And so you doze off, but it's a light sleep, and it's a light enough sleep that you wake up in time to wake up Elka for the next watch. In fact, but you doze off during your watch, and then Karamikos, you make it through the night, and Eric, you make it through the night as well. Can I have Karamikos and Eric roll observation checks?
Sorry, I heard you say listening.
Yep. And can I get Eric to roll as well? So it's somewhere in the middle of the late, like the middle to the end of your watch, Eric. And how are you on watch? Are you sitting? Are you walking around? What you doing?
I'm sitting with my broadsword across my knees.
All right, you're sitting there. You're watching, and you're looking around the fire, and every once in a while you're looking out into the darkness and sometimes the stars maybe, and you're kind of just like rotating through looking, and then you look to where you've got this guy tied up, and all that's left is rope.
I knew it.
He's turned
There's a
into
bunch of
rope.
rope. There's a bunch of rope, and it looks like it's just sitting there.
Okay. I'll walk over to the rope.
All right, you get a little closer. Yeah.
Can I look into the darkness, or?
Yeah, you can look into the darkness.
But I want to stay away from this tree.
Okay. Make an opposed observation check. and listening.
You want me to do both?
Yep, both of them. All right. So you walk over to the rope and you start examining it, and you look up and out into the darkness and you listen, and you don't hear any unusual sounds. I mean, you hear maybe a little bit of a squirrel or an early bird, uh, maybe a worm, if the bird's lucky. But you don't see anything else moving out there. And you look at the rope, and the rope has been uncut. It's still all tied. All the knots are there, and laying in the middle of all that rope is a loincloth.
Okay. There's nothing else there.
Nothing else.
All right. I'll wake up Karamikos and say, I think that thing is gone.
I was really hoping the way that the session started with a dream, that this was going to be your really weird dream. There's a naked dwarf running around. What do you do? There's always time for Zoidberg.
Time for some greased up naked dwarf combat.
I mean, with the roll that I made previously, the listening one, do I hear anything?
Well, at this time, by the time your watches come about, I mean, Eric has already woken you up.
Right.
Yeah. So, listening around, you're not hearing anything unusual. Like you don't believe that creature is still around in the vicinity. You don't hear anyone like running away or laughing or any of the sounds you've heard that creature make either.
Well, this is unfortunate.
Yep.
I mean, was he there when your watch started?
I think so.
So he ran away during your watch. Perhaps we should use a dagger and cut you a few times. Say that he hit you and ran away. Make you look less guilty.
No, I don't think so.
No, you just want to take this one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That's the right offer.
Are you gonna? Or should we wake everybody else up too, or?
Why? He's gone already. What's he going to do? Come back?
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm gonna turn in.
Alright, I'll keep watch. Yeah, it's a joke, you see. Because I don't.
Right.
10 years. Joke doesn't get old.
Right.
Surely it has been 10 years.
Right.
It's a joke for
Well,
sure.
Well, good night.
So you go you go back to watch Eric. Eric.
No, he literally just said he went to sleep.
He's going
I'm
to
gonna
bed.
You're
go
going
to
to sleep?
Yeah.
It was real awkward.
All right, so you just go to sleep, or
Well,
Karamikos,
well, I woke up Karamikos and I'm thinking it's his watch, so.
Yeah, I
Alright,
assume
that
it
works,
is.
sure.
I'm assuming you put me down in the last watch.
Yep.
Even though literally middle of the watch would be best for me since I can not hampered by darkness, but whatever. Who am I to argue, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I kind of woke him up and I told him, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay. So you're
he's
gonna
go
to bed, and
and
then
then he's
Karamikos.
gonna finish. Yeah.
Like I said, like my very salient argument here is, what's he gonna do? Come back? You don't run away to come back.
Right.
Oh
And
no, that's my best loincloth.
Sure enough, he doesn't come back for his loincloth. And it's morning. The sun rises and wakes all of you.
Let's check in our little raccoon. And I just get up slowly, go towards the tree, see the ropes on the ground, turn back around to everyone else, and
And
put my hands on my hip. Not only is he gone, he's also naked now, which is even more terrifying.
Not the problem
no.
I have to deal with.
Our funny little guy is run off.
Well then. If he wandered off, I wondered if he left a trail. Otherwise, I suppose we just missed out on a good bit of money.
Should have kept those boots on.
Are the boots around?
The boots are still where you put them last.
Like in his bag, probably, so yeah. Well, unfortunate.
Yeah, and all the equipment that you took from him is still just laying in a pile or set aside wherever you set it aside.
I wonder if he was ever really there to begin with.
The lump on my head says otherwise.
Perhaps you did it to yourself.
You guys, he actually ran up, jumped on himself from off a tree.
Yeah, I mean, you ever saw Blair Witch 2, right? They all did it to themselves.
Werlin's gonna take out like a small scrap of paper, take out a bit of charcoal. He's just gonna write something, and it's gonna say like, "I will kill you, Karamiko-san." And he's just gonna hold it up to him and say, "Well, you can read this."
What are you doing over there? I hear charcoal on parchment.
Exactly.
Oh.
And I'll just go ahead and take it, and I'll put it back into my pocket.
Oh, you clever little asshole.
Are the ropes cut? Like, how did he get free? That's what I'll ask.
The ropes aren't cut at all.
Right.
He would
Well, I'm
be.
asking the other.
Oh, yeah,
like,
you're asking that
I'm
in
playing.
character.
I'm playing dumb.
Yep.
I'm playing
Yeah,
dumb.
If I had to guess, perhaps he scooched close to fire, sweat profusely, pulled himself out the rope.
He
That's
bent
not
the
how-
entire tree closer to the fire. Perfect.
Not
Yes.
how rope works.
Is it not
Could
how
have
rope
a
works? It seems to me that you can squeeze your way out of rope if you are slick enough.
Yes, but when you get sweaty, what happens is the rope gets wet, gets heavier, and it cuts into your skin.
Right. Heavy objects sag. Sag objects slip off. Have you ever not worn a boot that not fit properly?
Again, that's not how.
That's how boots work.
Yes.
What are boots but small ropes tied around feet?
I will take a look.
And I look
the
at him
base-
like, what?
I'm sorry,
can't
you
make-
shot my brother! Did we forget about these?
I shot at the creature.
Yes, and missed badly.
Besides, you didn't hear. Well,
What, I did not hear? Did not hear bowstring snap? Did not hear brother cry out in vain? Yes, I heard these things.
Well, what are we gonna do now?
I'm just gonna check the base of the tree, and I'm looking to see if there's a second pair of tracks. That's all I care about right now, I think.
Yeah, any of you guys can attempt unopposed tracking checks to look for tracks leaving this little spot.
Guys, I really have to point out one more thing, knowing our GM, that perhaps you need to look for a trapdoor under the tree.
Very, very wise.
Oh boy.
Or a trapdoor
Well,
in the
let's see if we
tree.
find it.
If we tied him to a hidden hole in the tree.
He's like spins through the wall.
Oh
I
god.
made cookies in here, and you'll never get me.
Looking around and searching around, there don't appear to be any tracks aside from yours that were made since you guys tied this guy up on the wall.
No
You're
track.
seeing no new tracks around him.
Even better, he's vanished. Unless... Arcane lore, do gnomes have like an innate illusionary power in this game or setting? I don't even know.
They don't. They don't.
Maybe he's like a gecko and he's just blended into the tree.
He's some kind of monster.
I mean, there's always the get in your own head motive here. Like, why did he take off the loincloth? Was there a specific reason? Like, his clothes don't turn invisible, but he can. Did he invisible woman us?
So yeah, it doesn't look like the ropes aren't filled with like. It didn't look like there was a body in it when Eric saw it.
No.
Originally.
I just mean that like he got out of the ropes, but couldn't turn invisible with stuff on.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Maybe
Like
something
it's like
pulled
one
him
of those
out.
powers that's like dimension door, but you can't dimension door any objects. It's just yourself.
Well, I guess I'm gonna pick up my rope and put it in my pack.
Is a rope sweaty?
The rope doesn't feel very sweaty, no,
Ah, good. He was comfortable.
or smell.
Well, I suppose we're done here for now. If that thing ever comes back, at least it'll be months before he decides to bother anyone else.
That's true.
But we should probably tell the people in town that we found a dead body out here, and maybe it might be one of them.
They might think we did it.
Well, I have the boot stomp on my head to prove otherwise.
They could say you did that to yourself.
At which point, I give up on the rest of humanity.
You already did. You're a racist elf.
I'll do it a second time.
I just want to point out that we are a group composed of a half hobgoblin and 2 half-orcs. We are not very well seen by the rest of the people.
At least you're not as terrible as that thing. Well, I gave my suggestion.
Yeah.
Is that dead body still there? The one that got stomped in the tree.
Yeah, you go over and you go the short distance away and look at it, and the body's still there, smelling something awful fierce now.
What, like it wasn't before?
It's smelling extra ripe.
So you're saying it was a recent kill, and now it's even decomposing more.
Yes, it did seem like it was a recent kill.
It would probably still
Are there
be
any
best
new tracks from it?
from it.
Looking around, no new tracks. Maybe an animal might have come through, but no other tracks.
Oh, I like the idea that at Weekend at Bernie's it got up in the middle of the night, freed the gnome, then went back to sleep. That timeless reference that is Weekend at Bernie's.
It's a great movie. That's a movie we should watch, Lunella. So what do you guys? What's the move? What's the decision here?
We can always ask in town if there's some missing person and tell them to
Yeah.
the body. The least
I
they
think-
can do.
I agree.
Yeah.
Then let's return to town for now. We'll get some food there for today. We'll rest up a little bit so that Eric can heal his wounds a little more.
Just
Okay.
make sure we have the boots.
Oh, we could probably try to sell the boots off to him.
Sell the iron boots. That would be asserting your dominance on selling the boots. Yeah. So you guys journey back to this village here. It's a short little trek back as you're no longer trying to follow all these different paths, and you're in the town of Byjoff. What would you like to do? You're going to ask about missing people, is what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roll some glean informations.
Is there a woodworker in town?
There is not a carpenter in town.
Okay.
Or not
Nobody
anyone
tells me
that's
nothing.
professional.
I mean, I have a 2% chance of this check working. Nope.
And let's see. So that's just Elka, Whirlin, and Karamikos asking around.
See. What's called? What's the skill called? Sorry.
Glean information.
Okay. I just have a flat 10, so
It's still better than everyone else, though.
no. Nobody's like, they don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. So you're asking questions and moving around, and you're asking about some missing folks, and Elka, you're going around and you're moving around some of these buildings asking for help, or not asking for help, looking for these they're looking for some information, and um, a, a youngish kid, about 14, a young teen, um, comes out, and he's starting to work some of the fields and start to do some what looks like gardening around, and he overhears your conversation, and he approaches and he goes, why why are you asking for someone that's missing?
Uh, let's just say I happen to know that someone might be missing from your town. I'm trying to figure out if I'm correct.
Well, I don't know of anyone uh, really missing, but I guess my paw might be missing.
Your
Uh,
paw.
Yeah, he went off into the hills south of town. He goes hunting every so often to try to bring in a little extra food, but he's been gone a few days now.
Oh.
He's normally back.
He went off into the mountain.
Yeah.
What does he look like?
Well, he's a little older. You might be able to recognize him. He's got a little bit of a limp. Uh, he's he's oh, well, about he's black hair. Uh, oh, um, he kind of gives he gives you a description of a middle-aged man, old farmer.
These might have been him. What do you guys think?
It's possible. We should maybe go and find one of the guards and make sure that the child goes and identifies if it's the father.
Okay.
You don't have much to go on the bottom half.
Yeah. We got a stump.
So yeah, I think we'll try to find like one of the town watch and try to tell them what's going on. It's like this little boy's father's been missing, and we found someone who's been murdered in the woods, and we know who did it, but they escaped our grasp. That would probably be the most reasonable course of action, I think, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yep. I think so.
Right. So you guys proceed. The only folks of real watch here would probably be some of the guards at the, or one of the guards at the manor, who occasionally does rounds to the town. And you flag one of them down, and he approaches. How can I help you? He's a a middle-aged man with he's got a dog that's fallen around, it looks like a sheep dog, and he's carrying a tall wooden staff that he's kind of carrying around. He's got a little amulet around his neck that seems to kind of give him his authority. How can I help you?
And I'll speak up at once, but uh, well, I think we have a bit of a situation. We went out into the woods looking for what we assumed was a dwarf and found a bit of a berserking gnome. I believe he may have killed one of the villagers, and it may be this young child's father. We're not exactly the ones who'll who will be around enough to bury him, so I thought it'd be best to tell you so you can deal with the body and the child.
You found a body in the woods?
That's
By
right.
a gnome?
That's right.
Where
We had a
is
bit
it?
of a
Where's this gnome?
we had a bit of a fight with him. We didn't kill him, and we had captured him for a bit, but he evaded our grasp in the middle of the night. We were going to bring him in today on our return trip.
All right, where's... What are you... You were going to bring him here?
We
Yeah,
were. As I
in the
said,
morning.
he escaped. He's still out there, but heavily wounded. He probably won't be able to bother anyone for quite some time.
Convenient story, huh? You find a dead body and the victim escapes?
I'll go ahead and I'll tap Eric for the shoes. Show him.
Okay. I show him the shoes.
What's this supposed to do?
Those
Nice. I don't need any shoes.
no. These are the gnome's murder weapons. He liked to hide in trees and stomp on things.
So
They only fit someone as small as him.
you're telling me a gnome wearing those shoes that you have jumps out of trees and kills people and managed to get away from you guys? But you have the shoes.
We had him
because
tied
we
up.
beat him to a pulp and tied him up and took it.
Well, you could identify the
He
footprint.
tried to
on
kill
the
us too in a similar manner. And I'll show him the welt on the head and like the spikes.
Right. And my stab wound.
And where's this body at?
We can show you where. It's across the river.
Roll a persuasion check to see if he believes you.
Ugh, this is
It's
not
it's
gonna be good.
opposed.
That'd be an Elka check, I think.
Can I do it?
Well, are you doing any of the talking?
No. It's not that point.
You might want to do some of the talking so you
Yes.
can do it, because I've never succeeded on a persuasion check. I can still roll it if you want.
You said it's
So-
opposed, right?
Yes, it's opposed.
So I'll...
Well,
Oh yeah. He's totally listening to me.
you can
And-
identify the footprints with the shoes.
All right, let's see his resist persuasion. Well, Elk, you gotta speak a little bit more before using yours. So I'm gonna go with Werlin's.
All right.
And this guy, he's still a little suspicious of you, to be frank, and suspicious of your story. He scratches at his chin and how about we go talk to the Reeve at the old manor house, and he's got a good eye for these things, and we can all sort it out together.
The Reeve.
Very well, then. We'll speak with him.
Fair enough.
Right? He'll take you over to the entrance to the manor, and they bang on the door, and a servant comes, and how may I help you? And the guy that led you here, Galeman, says we've got some folks with an interesting story to tell the Lord. And so he, all right. And so they escort you into the entrance of this manor and into a large, or not a large room, but just a small dining room, which with a long table that sits probably about 7 to 8. And you see there's let me see, what is the Lord? The Lord here, he's a middle-aged to later middle-aged man with several scars that you can see that even leaves marks in his hair and on his arms. It looks like from rather serious battles. and he looks up, and Galeman kind of he gestures forwards to you all. My lord, Sir Mald, these folks have found some sort of murder, and they have an well, I can't really tell the tale. Please explain yourselves.
Yes. So we were out and we found a body. After capturing a kind of crazy gnome dwarf type guy, some kind of strange creature. And we thought that we would report it. I met a boy. I think that he could identify the body, whether it's his father or not. So we're simply reporting it. And we have the boots, too, to identify the footprints on the body.
So you found a murder, and the boots, and what happened to this gnome dwarf fella?
Well, he escaped while we were trying to keep watch overnight before bringing him back here for a bounty.
How did he escape?
All we saw was loose rope uncut and a loincloth. He escaped from our tie-up.
So I'm to believe that there's a naked dwarf gnome murderer out there in the woods?
Absolutely.
Well,
100%. Possibly with an invisibility ability.
all right, roll me a resist persuasion check.
Hey,
Or the
nice number.
the persuasion check. It's okay. It's no, it's hard. We'll keep that first roll, the 82,
Yes.
but it's just the skills are just slightly different bonuses. Your he kind of I have known dwarves to be murderers. Ones that can escape ropes, I'm not so sure about, but I'll put out word. I don't know anyone who would come and report their own murder uh, to town authorities. You leave the boots here. We'll keep an eye out for the murderer. Just tell the Galeman where the body can be found, and we'll take care of it. We'll try to get the body back to the boy.
Okay, thank you. All right. I didn't think I'd ask for money, but at least I know they have a naked murderer running around.
All right. There's a naked murderer running around. He lets you out. Of the manor and the manor grounds, and the Galeman gets the instructions about where to head off, and he takes one or two townsfolk and heads off towards the path you guys took. What would you all like to do?
Like, be careful. I tell him to be careful.
No.
Okay.
We'll watch out. You said he jumps from trees?
Yes.
Are we gonna take him up there, or?
Apparently, we
Eh,
just tell them where.
It might be best for us to go with them, but I can
Yeah.
understand if they say
That's what
no.
I think.
Yeah, if you guys volunteer to go with them, then they'll take it, and you can head off with them. You guys trek up with them to the site of the murder that you guys found, and it takes you about the normal about an hour-ish to get there, and everything is as you left it. The body still lies there on the ground, still half stomped. They look down, and there sure isn't much to go off of, and you show them the campsite, and one of them recognizes some aspect of the backpack, and oh yeah, oh no, this is Drellin's, and they take up the body, and they escorted back, and you guys can assist where they are. You can assist them as they do so. There's no sign of any naked gnome or dwarf around. All the stuff you left is still there, and they take the body back.
Crazy.
The
Well,
Galeman will nod. Will thank you for this is. Thank you for finding this. I don't think we would have ever found the body up in the hills without your help.
It's a terrible, malicious thing that this creature has done.
Indeed.
Do you think this had any link to the church burning down?
The church. Oh, I doubt it. The church has been burned down for years at this point.
What happened?
What do you mean? We got rid of it when we got rid of all those priesty fellows. They bring nothing but trouble wherever they go.
Makes sense. Where did they go?
Well, who knows? We kicked him out of here. Hopefully up north to cause trouble in Slen, but I think most of them headed out east.
Were they causing trouble here?
Of course. Why we had to get rid of them.
What were they doing?
Yes, Len. right to the flame god. If they know what's good for them. Those dirty sons of bitches.
Exactly.
Priests.
Oh. Wait, you spit in your own mask?
Yes, did not think that through.
He kind of looks at you. But that one has the right attitude.